What's up? What's up?
What?
What's up? You have just tuned in to the iDads podcast and YouTube channel. I'm your host, Matt, with my co host, Eric. We are just two straight regular dudes that live in the Bay Area, two just regular old dads that live in the Bay Area.
Old.
And we're just here talking all things dads, all things life, all things mass confusion, some of our favorite things. And we're just here to have a good time and kick back and relax and just kind of chop it up. So Eric, what's up, man?
What's up, Matt? How you been?
I've been great. I had a vacation, so I'm nice and relaxed. Got those cucumber slices on my eyes, and no, but no, I got a little break, so I feel refreshed, and um, the world is officially opening back up. Kind of California being the last kind of leg of things. We're like the anchor to opening back up, but I've been good, man. Life's kind of like I said, getting back to normal. You may be confused by my background with the Giants pendant I got over there because it just has all the history of the San Francisco Giants from when they played New York and all their logos over the years. And then I got my A's hat on. And you're like, dude, you're not one of those guys that would go to a Giants A's game and rock one of those hats that was like split in the middle with the Giants and the A's on it. I was one
I
of those
hope not.
dudes. I
Where are
was one of
you?
those cats. I did it once only because the hat was free. It was a free giveaway. So I was like, sure, why not? I'll take this hat from Lenardi's or whatever. And I rocked that thing. But no, I got this one on because we're doing Little League, and this is the team my son's on. He's on the A's. So I'm gonna rep the A's hat for Little League that's starting up. So life's crazy. And
Awesome.
I'm so happy to put COVID in the rearview mirror
So
and
so tell us a
move
little bit
forward
more
with
about
life.
your vacation. Don't go by that quickly. We want to know a little bit more about that vacation. I mean,
The
now that
vacation.
COVID's opened up, you need to give us some more information on that vacation. What'd you
Well,
guys do?
listen. Well, listen. It
Give us the
was
breakdown.
it was my kids' spring break. Um, we've all been cooped up in the house for over a year, and things are starting to open back up. Regulations are starting to relax. So I took the kids down to Reno, which is not far from here. So and it was great, man. The Everything's kind of open for the most part. It's dead down there. I mean, it's dead. There was not a lot going on. For example, I went to the mall the day after we got back from vacation, and there was more people in the mall here in the Bay Area than were in the casino at any point in time while we were in Reno. So for
Wow.
COVID reasons, like distancing and stuff, it was great. We didn't come in contact with anybody, um, so it was perfect. It was awesome.
So did the body hit the snow though?
We found a little bit of snow. The snow's a little bit lower elevation right now. I hit my buddy up that works at the resort over there. He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna have a little hard time finding it, but we found some. We messed around with it in it, and you better believe I threw a couple snowballs at my wife." But
I don't
here's
know.
the thing that did
I just don't
happen.
mess with cold. I
Yeah,
don't.
well,
I'm just
you know, it doesn't bother me. I'd rather be cold than hot, like always hot. Because here's my logic: when you're cold, I feel you could put more layers on. When you're hot, and especially for a guy like me, there's only so many layers you want me to take off. So I'm a cold climate person. So I don't really belong here in California weather-wise, but
See,
it
I'm the
wasn't that
opposite.
cold. It was beautiful weather.
I'm the opposite. I'm the chubby guy that's running around with his shirt and just don't care what they think.
I see
Even
you
if
retiring in
I'm
Florida.
hitting with my stomach on their face, it doesn't matter. It's just I'm that guy. Still swimming in the swimming pool with a big old belly and a beer in my hand.
Hey man, be
I know what you
yourself.
mean when you say layers.
Be you. Be a dad. Be you. Be an iDad.
Dad bod.
Dad bod. I'll rock. Yeah. I'm at the point right now where I just don't care. Like people are
So
like people are like, "Yo, you're doing a podcast?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" And they're like, "Well, I mean, aren't you afraid you're gonna do or say something or make a fool of yourself or embarrass?" And I'm like, you've known me for at least 10 minutes. I do that for free. I do that for nothing in life. So why not just hop on a podcast and do that for no reason?
right?
You can't hurt my point is I just don't care. So like I don't care.
Yeah, we,
um
we get to an age and we're just like, hey, dude, nothing's gonna hurt me. Trust me.
I'll make a confession to you. This is how much I don't care. Okay. um I like to wear nice things, and my hat game, I try to have that on point,
Yeah.
mainly because I'm hat fishing everybody because my hair is a mess or it's disappearing fast and rapidly. um and so like shoes, like you, Eric, like you're like a pretty white boy. um no, I like just nicer things, I guess. I'm just very vain like that. What can I say? And I bought a pair of shoes from Walmart, and these shoes were $16, and I am having to stop myself from going back to Walmart to buy 5 or 6 more pairs of these shoes. They're so comfortable. Whether they look dope or not, I don't really care. They
Oh,
definitely
no.
don't look like New Balance, 5-inch lift shoes.
Really? So, I mean, how do they look like? What do they look like? I mean, you can describe them.
I'm not gonna describe them. I'm just gonna wear them, and I'm gonna wait, and you're gonna see them, and you'll be like, "Hey, those are dope shoes." I'll be like, "Walmart," and that's how you'll know what
You
shoes they
should.
are.
I've seen those Croc imitations at Walmart. Is that what you're wearing?
No, no, I'm not messing around with no Crocs. I couldn't do that, dude. Number one, I couldn't do that to the public because they don't want to see my toenails at any point after they've been freshly cut or if it's been a few weeks. Um, I don't have I have cute feet, but I don't have like feet to rock Crocs, I guess.
No, my wife takes care of the nails, so I can rock Crocs.
I could see you doing that. Have you seen that video where the guy's wearing Crocs and he's getting ready to go outside and he goes, "Oh, we're gonna put these bad boys in 4-wheel drive," and he like flips that little flap, that to put it behind your
Yeah, to put it
heel,
behind. Yeah.
just so he could go outside. And I'm like, that's hilarious. That's genius. Put these bad boys in 4-wheel drive. And
It just slap the back of it.
yeehaw.
But like you're saying, as we get older, I mean, honestly, we don't, dude. There's nothing you can say that's gonna hurt me. Trust me. They can try, but it's not gonna happen. It's just like when Scarface said in the movie when he came up and he was getting interrogated, and he's like, "There's nothing you can do to me that Fidel Castro hasn't done to me." You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like you get to a certain point in your life, you're like, I don't care. I'm going out there, especially if I'm going to a resort and I'm going on vacation. People around me, they don't know me. I don't really care what they say. I'm going into the pool. I'm going into the beach. I mean, just I don't really care.
Listen, I'm there with my family. Number one, and I'm whether I'm walking around with my kids or I'm not, I'm there with my family. Like, I had a fanny pack on, straight up. I'm not I'm not gonna lie. I have things I need to carry, so I had a fanny pack.
You know what, Matt? I'm going to confess to you. I have a satchel,
A satchel. Yeah, a satchel.
or is it a is it a man purse? But I have
I
a nice Michael Kors one that goes across your body. But you know what? Honestly,
see.
yeah, you could
That's
say what you
too
want to say.
far, son.
No,
That's
but
too
but
far.
but but no, it actually, it came in. I don't wear it, when I'm around, going out to go eat or something. I'm not carrying this around. I carried this because I was on vacation. I had all my passports there. I had all my documentation there. It was right here by my chest. Everything that I needed was at, pretty much at right in front of me.
No, that's
So
perfect. No,
yeah, you
that's what
don't
I'm
see me
saying.
out in the street
No,
walking around with
listen,
Michael Kors
no,
bag.
no, no. Practicality for practical reasons, it's genius. You're a genius man. Now, I'm not going to be walking around with like a Gucci fanny pack or,
No, no,
like you,
no, no.
but or an Ed Hardy fanny pack,
Ed Hart.
um, affliction fanny pack. I'm not like mine will be
Yeah,
black, you
yeah.
know, and it may or may not be from the 80s and have a pocket for your cell phone, but it will only fit like the old flip phone style phones.
The
So,
old
and it may
school
or may not be from the flea market.
Walmart. I think that's where you
My fanny, my fan,
Walmart fanny pack.
my fanny pack, and my Walmart shoes.
But see, I mean, if you're gonna get a fanny pack, just get a nice expensive one. Actually, Coach carries some nice ones. It's not
Stop it.
brand name or anything, but they're really nice. Come on, stop going with that
Hey,
Walmart
hey,
thing. Come on.
hey, diva, hey, diva, relax, bro. Relax. I told you I don't care. Like that's like showing that you care. Like I'm gonna go get this one just because it's got this tag on it. Like that's showing that you care. Like I don't care.
You know what, Matt? The other thing is that probably that Walmart one fanny pack you got stinks like those cheap cheap
No, my
leather.
fanny pack is not from Walmart. It was from the flea market, and it may or may not came with like a sunflower seed, a full sunflower seed inside of it. And that may not be a joke. That may be real life. Cannot confirm or deny, but it's my merce.
The stinky leather that you got
My
going
merce.
on there.
It's my man purse. It's my merce.
Yeah, no, I mean
So
honestly, those do come in handy, especially when you're traveling. I mean,
it's just I'm just saying it's just to the point. I have nobody to impress. I have
yeah,
nobody to prove anything to. All I need to do is just love my family and kids and take care of them and my wife
yep.
and try to have a good time and give them memories. That's all I'm doing. So if those memories are of me in a fanny pack, so be it. Don't care.
Or me without a shirt in the beach.
Don't care,
You don't
bro.
want to see
Do
that.
it. Don't care.
Yeah,
Don't
no.
care. I went swimming at the pool at the thing. I
Yeah,
don't have a pool body. Don't care.
you'd be surprised. I was at when I went to Vegas a few years back, and you know, I was walking to the pool, had my towel on, and I see all these, these guys with six packs, all fitted, DJ blasting, and I'm like, I'm gonna go in there, right?
Don't
And
care.
and I said, you know
I'm
what?
going.
I don't care. I took a couple beers, jumped right into the pool. I kid you not, 5 to 10 minutes, I was surrounded by bigger dudes. I mean, they were just like they felt comfortable because I was already in there.
Should have started a gang
And
right there.
well, we were all surrounded. We were just
Right.
like a bunch of big dudes in the pool.
You had your own bodyguards.
Yeah.
And see that's that and that yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't care. But here's
Yeah.
what I do care about, okay?
Okay.
And this is the one thing I am thankful to COVID about is it's reminding people to do the basic necessities in life like washing your bloody hands. Okay? I am in the restroom at a restaurant there and I you know doing my thing. Guy was already in there. He was doing his thing. I went in to do mine. He finished, and then I finished. It wasn't a race, but he won. But he had been there longer. I mean, he earned it, right? So, but I was like trailing him a little bit. But what I always do out of respect, if you finish at the same time, is I'm gonna wait a beat or two to let the guy jiggle and zip so he can use the sink first because it only had one sink in the bathroom. It's a small bathroom, COVID restrictions, right? So I'm
Yeah.
doing the COVID kindness thing. And so I wait the beat and then I start to go out the stall. Well, as I get out of the stall, I realize this dude just bolted. This is like a 60-year-old man just bolted. And I'm like, he didn't wash his hands. He did not wash his
No.
hands. So I wash my hands. I go, I'm gonna go find him. I'm gonna go find. I'm not gonna say anything. I want to see who this filthy individual is that would not wash his hands during COVID. I'm gonna punch him in the face. No,
Yeah.
I'm not. So I go out and I'm
You
looking for him,
should.
and I immediately see him sitting at the table, and I immediately see him. I kid you not. I immediately see him feeding his children the
No.
nachos that they had ordered
Oh
with his
no.
hands. Oh, here,
No.
like
Oh,
feeding them, feeding the kids because they were on their
that's
devices looking down.
horrible.
And I kid you not, man. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even know what to say. And I just sat at the table in my head going, you're a terrible person. Like, you're a terrible person. We're not, we are not only are we in during COVID and we should be washing our hands to get rid of this
Yeah.
bacteria and stop the spread, right? Whether
Yeah.
you believe in COVID or not, okay? Just wash your dang hands. And this man didn't, and then he's out there feeding his children.
Wow.
It
I
was
probably
gross,
would have. I
bro.
probably would have went up to him and said something, at least a comment. But you know what? You know what would have happened? I would have told my wife. My wife probably would have went up to him, and just told him off. Pretty
Hey,
much.
pre-COVID, you
Wife is
want to know
crazy
the
sometimes. You know,
yeah.
got to get her out of restaurants sometimes because she everything
Listen,
boils her.
are you listen? Are you in? Do you want to go to jail? You're telling me the best piece of advice is to not confront this man myself, but to send my Mexican wife, who's there to protect her children, after this man. Are you insane? We will
Hundred
end up in
percent.
jail so fast. She
Yeah,
will chunk that chunkla at that dude 100 miles an hour. That's a terrible idea. Um, no, and I don't want to confront.
but you know what? I've been in those situations. Honestly, my wife. I mean, she's. I got it got to a point one time where my wife actually threw a cheeseburger at a McDonald's employee. Can you believe that? Can you it's just imagine, dude? It's like so. This is what I'm gonna tell you the story since we were kind of talking about. She went through the drive-through. She ordered a cheeseburger, okay, and some fries, and she went to so when she pulled out of the drive-through, she's about to eat her cheeseburger. There's no meat in it, so
That's
she
not a
get
cheeseburger. That's a
that's
bun with cheese.
just a bun. It was just a
I would
bun.
have thrown it too.
So she goes back inside, right? And she says, he tells the lady that's in the cash register, said, "Lady, ma'am, this burger that you gave me didn't have a piece of meat inside." The lady responds, "Are you sure?" And my wife's like, "Wait a minute." That's when my wife was like, she's getting upset already. She's like, "What do you mean?"
Like, yo, I
So,
smashed the meat in the
and
car, and I just came with the bun and the cheese just for
and
fun.
she literally turned around and told her coworker she probably ate it.
I
So
why,
my
man?
wife went from zero to 100 real quick, and she
Listen,
said,
yeah.
"I don't need to eat this." And she threw the cheeseburger at her.
Listen, we've all done things we may not be proud of.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm in no place to judge over here. So, um,
And
but
guess what? The buddy, the manager that was at the McDonald's was a buddy of mine, and he told me, "You know what? You have a crazy wife. You need to be careful."
straight up, dude, I'll
But yeah,
that's a compliment.
right. It is. I'm gonna tell my wife, "Hey, whatever I said, it was a compliment."
That's a compliment.
But she knows. She knows.
No.
She has calmed down now. Now we have kids. I mean, this is when back when she was single. Now we have kids. I mean, everything's changed. I mean,
Oh, please,
everything that we
please
do. So
listen. I I've heard this saying. I don't know where I heard it, but like male, at least in males' case, we're dads, iDads, right?
yeah,
In the males' case, like males should be locked up immediately from the age of 16, and they shouldn't be let back out because they are not rehabilitated until at least 28, 27 or 28. Um, uh, because there's not a lot being offered to society in that's good in that age range
yeah,
from males. And listen, there's always exceptions. There's always a group of good people out there that didn't do bad things, right? And there's and but so I'm not speaking for everyone, but yeah, uh,
yeah. No, I mean, I totally agree. So
there's
lock
not
everybody
much to
up.
offer. So what? Listen, whatever. I don't know what the statute of limitation is on burger tossing or anything that I've done or you've done or my wife's done, and that's not what this is about. This is
No, it's
about
not.
learning and growing and becoming better people and better dads and better parents and just making fun of ourselves and
It's true.
laughing about the silly things we do, and maybe someone will learn from it.
Yeah.
You know, so who knows? But
Stop
but
watching
but
Medea movies.
but please wash your hands.
Yeah,
That's all
wash your
I'm
hands.
saying is, especially during COVID, please wash your hands, guy. So
You should have shook his hand at least.
I didn't want to be a Karen. Like I don't want to be confrontational. Like I just put that, I just locked that away in my dad bank, for security purpose reasons. Like if that guy was gonna come around and then try to shake the hands of everybody at my table, then I'm gonna smack that hand away and I'm gonna punch him in his face. But hey, go sit over there with your dirty hands and feed your children. Whatever. It's your life, but just keep it away from me. So, uh,
Hey, but how do you know he used his hands?
well, I don't, Eric, because I wasn't watching him pee. I was in the next stall over, and I wasn't peeking over the partition to confirm or deny if this man was going to touch his thingy, because I knew there may be a chance he may not wash them on the way out. So
Okay.
I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know. Listen, I don't know. I'm judging, but I'm not judging. If he didn't
I'm
use his
just
hands, great. The best advice I ever got as a human being pre-COVID was, if you're in the bathroom and nobody else is in there, you didn't get dirty, so no need to wash your hands. Go out. But if someone else is in there, you got to wash your hands. So, no, I don't know.
that's not
Terrible
the advice
advice.
you want to
Terrible
give.
advice. And speaking of terrible advice, we wanted to give some more terrible advice. We did the top 5 list a couple episodes ago with food joints, and so Eric and I decided to do a top 5 list. And I've really been thinking about this because I've been thinking about the movies that my kids watch, and now kind of being older and wiser, no pun intended. um the innuendo and stuff you pick up on as an adult that I didn't see as a kid, because I was thinking about some of my favorite movies just in general, and I was thinking about the movie Ace Ventura Pet Detective, and I was like, man, that was such a, like, I was like, oh, that movie was so awesome, like, best movie. And I'm like thinking about it, and I'm thinking about like all the times I had watching that movie with my friends or family and just laughing. And now I think about that movie and I'm like, my goodness, I can't believe my parents let me watch that, because I think I was like 10, or I was like 13 when it came out or something, 11 or 12. So it's not a good kids movie, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have
Um,
your kids, sticking their head out the window, just like Ace
right.
Ventura.
Now that was a PG-13 movie. And so I wanted us to do a list of our favorite, yours and mine,
Mine's gonna
top
be the best.
5 favorite kids movies. Now, I'm going to preface this with, um for me, these are like movies that uh I you binge watch, like, or you mean not binge watch, but you like watched on repeat 1,000 times. I don't know if you were that kid, but like I had those movies like Mighty Ducks. I must have watched that movie. I can't tell you how many times I tried to be Charlie Conway in my driveway. I wasn't trying to be Wayne Gretzky. I was trying to be Charlie Conway from the Mighty Ducks. Who's Wayne Gretzky? Charlie Conway's the man, with that triple deke, and Emilio Estevez. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so,
Yeah.
so those types of movies. So, so we got a top 5. So instead of just revealing our, like, I'm gonna go through my 1 through 5. Let's go back and forth. I'll do one, you do one. How about that?
Okay.
All right.
You want me to start?
Absolutely, I do.
Because my list is gonna win, I mean,
Well, it's not about winning or losing. It's just
yeah,
top five, and then it's about like,
that's what people say when they
maybe
lose.
someone will be like, "Yo, that guy has the best taste in movies," or "That guy is the worst movie picker of all pickers."
Okay, here we go. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So just the top five, right? So
Yeah,
number
no
one would
particular
be
order.
no particular order, right? So I have the Sandlot.
You cannot. Wendy Peppercorn,
Hmm.
right? Peppercorn. You cannot go wrong with the Sandlot. You
It's
cannot.
just
Benny the Jet, Babe Ruth, baseball,
right.
um, James Earl Jones, like, yeah, that is a great, and it's a classic baseball movie, and you would think that that one would be on my list too, but I did leave it off my list. That is an excellent choice, The Sandlot.
That movie, just by hearing the dog. I mean, that movie just got me to, just it would shake me every time I go to see a dog in the street. Just after watching that movie, it just it's
I have a
it's
"You're
awesome.
Killing Me" small shirt in my room.
Do
I
you?
wear it. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sandlot. That, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely great
Or
pick.
you play like a girl. Can you say that nowadays? No, right? You play like a
You
girl.
play
Come on,
ball like a
like a girl.
girl.
Exactly. I don't think you can say that anymore. So make sure
Okay.
the iDads don't say that out in the league. Okay, what's yours?
Mine. See, that's a thing. Like, you know, in a PC world, you couldn't say something like that. You play ball like a girl because girls can play ball. Like,
Yeah.
that's not even a dig. Like, that's a compliment. Jenny Finch, softball pitcher,
Yeah.
dope. Bad.
Underhand.
Team USA back in the day, ridiculous. So like, sh- uh, she strike me out. So you play ball like a girl. That's complimenting to some people, because some people play um, not like humans. How about that?
Yep.
Uh, okay, you had a baseball movie. I have a baseball movie for you. Uh, 1993 Rookie of the Year.
Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the Year. So it was basically, the premise of the movie was the kid fell and broke his arm, and because he broke his arm, he
Oh
could
yeah, yeah.
throw it incredibly fast. And there's a scene in that movie where he strikes out Barry Bonds that I just love. Um, Granted, I think he's in a Pirates uniform when he does, but he's got his gold earring, his with the
Little
cross
cross. Yeah.
dangling earring, and he swings, and dude, the cinematography on that was dope. It was dope. I listen, Rookie. It was just, I don't know. It was a good movie because it was like, just a regular guy getting a shot to go to the pros. Now, I mean, it's not realistic because no 13-year-old's gonna go to the pros because he could throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball past Barry Bonds. But it was a great movie. I loved it. Not as good as Sandlot. So if you got me beat already, if we were competing.
Okay, the second one I have the Lion King.
You can't do that
Ooh.
song. Kuna Matata.
Yeah, Kuna
What a
Matata.
wonderful phrase.
He's got
Um,
everything in that movie, and
you
they just
classic. It holds it to me. It holds up over time. Great, great movie. Um, yeah, you can't go wrong with that one.
no
You cannot.
Mufasa. Ooh,
Mufasa, you can't go wrong with that
when
one.
the hyenas are like, "Ooh, say it again, say
Yeah,
it again." It's the Lion King.
that's
I got you.
Lion. No, I mean, that's a classic. Like, um, I think the first movie I ever saw was Bambi. My parents took me to Bambi, and that was probably a classic for like my parents because I think that came out in 19. I looked it up, 1971. I think it came out.
Bambi, don't.
Or no, maybe that was Willy Wonka. I was looking up. Came out in 1971. I can't remember which one it was, but like that was a classic like Disney movie. And for us, it's like Lion King. That's a classic Disney movie. But I'll give you another classic Disney movie that will rival the Lion King. Okay,
Okay,
are you ready?
ready.
You don't look ready. Are you ready? Okay. Um, 1992, Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Robin Williams as the genie. Need I say more? No knock on Will Smith in the remake recently. No knock on Will Smith.
Nah.
Love Will Smith. Robin Williams as the genie was
Yes, I agree.
amazing. Uh, amazing. The soundtrack amazing. Aladdin. I can't get it out of my head, man.
Yep. No,
Aladdin.
that's a hard one between
I,
the Lion King and Aladdin.
I
Wow,
can't tell you how many times I watched those movies. I mean, those four that we've named, I've probably watched 100 times each.
those VHS that'd be worth some
Yeah,
money.
exactly.
Right?
With the
Just
old
throw-
Disney VHS where the boxes were like that plastic that you would open. And sometimes they would like you'd open them and they would like they'd stick together. You couldn't get them open, or you'd open, then your little tiny fingers couldn't get that thing out of the plastic. Dude, Disney, what are you doing? No kid can open that. Come on.
we also had one of those little cars, when so we could rewind the movies. Put it in there
Be
just
kind and
just to rewind it.
rewind.
It
Yeah.
was a little classic. I believe it was a little Mustang,
Yeah.
and we would put it inside just to rewind the tape so we could go ahead and watch it again.
My grandparents had one of those.
Wow.
And you know what? I have like a bunch of VHSs from when I was a kid in my garage, and I've been dying to watch some of them. Like when I played football in high school and all this stuff, when I was like doing awesome things on video. Now I'm doing this. No, no, no. But I've been wanting to watch them, but I don't even have a VHS player, and I don't want to
Yeah.
pick up a used one because you never know what you're gonna get with a used one. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna do something and convert them. But VHSs, yeah, back in the day, throwback VHS.
Yeah. So
All
okay,
right,
so
what's your next one?
all right. The next one is. Are you ready now? Are you ready? I mean, I'm a good Disney kind of guy, but I'm gonna throw the other one first before I go into the Disney. I have two other Disney ones.
What are you holding
L-
back, dude? You're scared.
yeah,
You're
because
scaring
I
me.
got two Disney movies
What's wrong with
left.
this? Well, I had Disney on mine. Is
All
it?
right, here you go. It's my daughter loves it. Frozen.
Oh no, no, you don't. Yeah, you didn't mean to put that on the list. The problem is you've been brainwashed, son, because you watched that movie 5 million times. Not because you've watched it 100 times as a kid willingly. You put that on the list because you've been brainwashed like every other human being in
Right.
America by that movie. So, um,
You hear that song and it's just like you go
listen,
in a trance. You just
magic. I mean, it is magical. I mean, they made cinematography magic. They hit gold with that movie, but it can't be on your top five, dude. Like, maybe your daughter's list. Like, is this list for your daughters?
no. This is
Did
it's
you?
actually pretty
No,
cool.
your
I mean,
daughter added that one, didn't she? She grabbed the list. Is it in crayon? Let me see. Did you write it in crayon, bro? Which
actually,
one? The 9-year old or the 3-year old? Who did it?
it's this is a really good. I mean, movie. I mean, it's honestly when the parents die. I mean, the stuff that are going between sisters. I have two daughters, so yeah, I kind of relate to the movie. I mean, like, hey, that's why it made my top five. Don't ask me why.
Okay, man. Like I'm not here to judge. Okay. Um, but that you started off really really strong with the Sandlot, and now you're slowly going downhill.
But
No.
let's see what our
Okay,
viewers
no,
are
it's
gonna pick.
cool. Listen, I'll meet you. I think this may be a Pixar movie, maybe a Disney movie. I can't quite remember. 1998, A Bug's Life.
I think it's Pixar. I think, yeah,
It doesn't matter who makes it. It's still a great movie.
Bugs
Learning
Life.
about insects and
Oh
life
God,
cycles and the chain of command and the circle of life, bro.
no,
Like that movie had it all.
no.
A Bug's
Frozen.
Life.
Pick Frozen over Bugs Life.
A, a Bug's Life, man.
No,
Think about it. Like
I
those
mean, what's the
crickets. Do you remember those evil crickets, bro?
those
The I mean, the chops that it must take to act like those crickets and evil like those crickets were masterful.
Not convinced me, man. I don't think Bugs Life is gonna be any in my top five list. No way.
Well, you're that's all right. It doesn't have to be.
All
It's
right.
my
So what do
list.
I got the next one. I don't know which one. Maybe Coco. Have you
Coco.
seen the movie
Yeah.
Coco? It just has a good meaning to it. It has really good stuff. I think it's
Coco is great. I love the culture, the history part of it. The music was great. Coco was an excellent movie.
yeah.
It really was. It's not one of those movies that I've like binge watched a bunch. Dude, I'm
Yeah.
trying to scratch my foot over here and I'm like wedged in by this whole production value we have on this side. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
I just saw you give your back to us. I'm like, what's going on
like, doesn't this guy know the first thing about video podcasts?
there?
um, no, what was it?
What about Coco?
Coco, excellent movie.
Yeah,
Excellent movie.
I think it's a good movie. It's a
Um,
good movie the kids to see. So
not a surprise that out of the two of us, that's the one you selected. But um, hey, Coco, good movie.
what about you?
Let's see where am I going? Oh, up 1994, Angels in the Outfield.
Angels in the outfield. That catch, man. That catch out in the outfield.
Bro,
Dude, that thing.
it was biblical. That catch was biblical. Straight up. That
that's,
catch was
that's
inspired by God, literally. That movie was so just to me the storyline was so I just
yeah,
loved it. Like, you know, it
yeah,
was like the Orphan Annie vibe, right? So you had the two little boys who lived in an orphanage with this old lady who was the sweetest old lady you can ever meet. Like if there was a foster parent out there, which I know there is like her, I mean, just gems like that lady in there was amazing. Anyway, the whole story is just gets me. I don't know what it is. You know, the two foster kids
yeah.
and you know, then who is it? Danny Glover adopts him at the end, you know, because he has this it's beautiful. I
Really,
don't know what
yeah,
else to say.
really nice movie. I mean, half of the movie was just that catch, him going from the outfield. Just it took like
Floating,
half of the movie just him floating
floating.
to get that catch. So, but it was a good movie. A really good storyline.
Eh, you know what?
It
And
makes
like
me
the
cry
and like
sometimes.
what, dude? And that's the thing. That's why. See, that's why it's on my list because honestly, I think that's the first movie. So 94. So I'm 11 years old. That's like the first movie where like I had an emotional reaction to the storyline, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Um, and I just loved it, you know, and like I just I could still picture it to this day. The part at the end where uh Danny Glover's character uh is hugging the little boy that Roger, I think his name is, or whatever his name was. Roger was like, I think the little boy. But he was hugging the little kid, Danny Glover was, and he was like, because he was the one that, you know, saw the angels. Um, and he's hugging them and he's like, you know, how would you like to come live with me? And that kid's life was made, you know, because that was his dream, you know, or just to have a decent life, you know, he wanted a better life. And that was like his dream. He wanted to be with his parents, but that wasn't going to work. And he just wanted a better life. He didn't want to be in this foster care system. And I just love that part where Dan Glover's telling the kid that, and there's all this excitement, and then there's this second where he realizes he's going to have to leave his best friend, who's the little black kid, Roger. And he goes and he looks at Danny Glover and he looks at Roger, and Roger's crying and everybody's crying tears of joy, but Roger's crying like he's not sure what. And and the kid goes, well, what about Roger? I can't leave Roger. You know, it was just some kid he met in the orphanage. And Danny Glover's like, what do you mean? He's coming too. We're gonna take him too. I just love that, man.
yeah.
Uh,
That's
I don't know.
that storyline is no. I mean, yeah, it's a really good movie.
And then you add
Good
sports
storyline.
to it, and you have a big dumb idiot like me that just falls in love with it.
No, it's a really good movie.
That's
Yeah.
all it takes. That was a long-winded abdication for mine right there.
All right, here's my last one. Little Rascals. Can't
Cannot,
be can't beat Little
cannot,
Rascals.
cannot hate on that. I mean, that is an excellent, excellent list. That is a very solid list. Um,
Again, I
and
mean,
and really, really that list. I mean, with Little Rascals and Sandlot and Lion King and Frozen, you probably blew me away, right? Just like those four. I mean, you could probably remove Frozen, you'd still would have blown the doors off of my list. But I'm telling you, my top five list had some real thought behind it because I did originally like look up, show me the top, you know, 100 kids movies of all time, and I went through that list and I started like putting these ones that I knew that I loved, but I knew like, oh yeah, everybody's gonna love that one too.
yeah,
But then I deleted like four off my list because I was like, I want to be real. Like these are the movies that I like watched all the time as a kid, or it was more than just the movie, right? Like the storyline
yeah.
or whatever it was um to it. So yeah. And then now I'm gonna drop this last one, and you're gonna be like, what kind of weirdo are you? But my last one is it's a
It's the bonus
throwback.
one,
So
right?
it's a throwback.
Okay.
And it was the first movie that was given to me as a gift.
Hmm.
And I don't know who gave it to me. And it probably wasn't an appropriate gift at the time. But we didn't know any better at the time because it was a PG movie, and it was Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Really?
Yeah, man.
He gave that to you?
That was the first movie I can like I they like was like mine, like a sole possession. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's weird. And now I think about it, like that movie is so bloody inappropriate. Like the whole premise of the movie is like they framed Roger Rabbit, um, but the whole plot was his wife was cheating on him. Like it was, and dude, it was really weird and dark and weird and dark. And I cannot believe that it had a PG has a PG rating because I don't know if I would let my kids watch that movie until they were maybe 16.
Yeah, no. I mean, that movie, that's just, dude, it's too intense. How did you even get your parents to let you watch it?
Bro, I did all kinds of underground stuff. Since I've been
So
in
the neighbor
diapers,
wasn't
bro, I've
around,
been
right?
smuggling stuff and doing underground stuff. And I
Stupid.
used to hide like I mean, here's the thing. I grew up in it was like a very like conservative environment, like,
The
you
neighbor
know,
watch.
yeah, I the neighbor was always watching, and then I had the parents like like, getting explicit lyric tapes, cassette tapes.
Yeah.
I had to hide that stuff all day long, you know. And I didn't really hide it very well. My parents knew I had it. I knew they knew you know what I mean? It was one of those things, but
Yeah.
it was like we'll just not talk about it, or you
Just put on
shouldn't.
your Walkman.
Yeah. So
Walkman is that
um,
even a thing now?
yeah, it's insane. It's insane, man. We are dinosaurs. We are
Right, Walkman.
dinosaurs. We
The
are.
Walkman. No, yeah.
And it's
But,
crazy.
but you know what? I'm proud of being from that era. I mean, it was awesome.
Absolutely.
It was awesome. Oh
Absolutely.
man,
Dude,
I,
absolutely.
I guess these youngsters now they get that kind of talk like, yeah, there's nothing what we went through. I mean, it's our era was awesome. We just wouldn't
No.
change it for anything.
No, I wouldn't. No. I mean, because you really and if you really think about it, like our era, like think about the movies before, before we came around, right? So before the 80s, so
Yeah.
70s, 60s, 50s. How many of those are you bragging about today, right? I mean, I know a lot of people are like Casablanca is the greatest movie ever, and I'm like, Casa what? Like, is that a hotel?
Is that
Is that near Calabasas? What is that? Um, And if you really think about it, like really all the great music, great movie. I mean, older generations had great music. I shouldn't do that because
Yeah,
they really did have
yeah, you
like
got some
great,
oldies,
great
man.
music. But I mean, movie wise, what Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, great movie, like for historical reasons, but boring as all get. So
Better off watching these silent movies.
right, Charlie Chaplin or
Charlie
whatever, like great
Chaplin.
stuff. I'm not knocking it. It is great stuff, but we've evolved, right? And
Yeah,
and like the film industry has evolved, and I don't know. That's kind of the thing I miss is I feel like in our area we on our list we listed like Sandlot and Rookie of the Year. We listed these movies that were like based in reality, right?
yeah,
Like they had human actors that were acting, and they're acting like kids or whatever because of the role. And now everything is a cartoon. Everything. It's animated everything for kids. And I do kind of miss the days of like, hey, when I want to see a Mighty Ducks for this generation, or I want to see a Sandlot for this generation, that type of movie.
yeah.
So
I
maybe
mean,
it's
now
out there
it's
and we haven't seen it because we're just old farts. I don't know.
no, it's all automated now. It's just like, I mean, some stuff that they're just doing too much, and it's not real. And I mean, you can see some of these movies are just, you can see it's fake.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm always on high alert on that. I mean, any video that I show, I wonder if it's fake. I wonder if it's fake. I don't know if you
Yeah.
do. Do you get like that, or is it just me that just wonder if this movie, something incredible happens? I'm like, yeah, I wonder if it's fake.
Hey,
But
I'm telling
nowadays
you,
you don't know.
and that's what was so great about if you really think about it, Who Framed Roger Rabbit at the time. That's why that movie was so great. Like it
Yeah,
it blended two worlds, the cartoon world and the human
the
world,
human.
right? And that was crazy. I mean, Jessica Rabbit was like that character was for
It was a
how old was I
crush,
when that
right?
came out?
Right, it
What,
was our crush.
for a
Hey.
13-year-old, that character like that, my mind wasn't ready for it, whatever. Like
Yes.
it's just so I can't believe it got a PG rating,
Yeah.
but I mean, but it had great actors in it. I mean, it was a I don't know, it's a great movie. So,
Yeah.
but your top 5 list wins hands down. We don't need to put it up for a vote. We can definitely put up for a vote, but yours wins hands down. But here's what I'm more interested in. You guys have heard our top 5 list. Drop a comment on YouTube or wherever you're listening to this, on whatever platform you're
Platform.
listening to it. We're on them all. We're out there. Drop a comment, you know, check out our social media, drop a comment, give us some of your favorite movies as kids. Whatever they are, blow my mind. Mention something or blow Eric's mind. Mention something that we didn't even think of. Do it. Because I love it. We got tons of feedback on the food list. Um, and people are definitely getting a little insight into um how insane I am because they're like, dude, they asked me, really that, or why don't you do this or why don't you do
Right.
everybody had something for my list, and they're like, you're crazy, your list sucks. So I'm loving the feedback because listen,
Yeah.
honestly, I nothing hurts my feelings. It's all good.
No, we get family gatherings, and they're like, "Really, Jack in the Box on your top?" I'm like, "What's wrong with Jack in the Box?"
Bro, bro, you messed up right there. You messed up by not like naming a pupuseria or something. I don't know. So
Some Taco Tuesday
Taco Tuesday, yeah.
with LeBron.
So there it is. Two top fives of our movies.
Cool.
Uh you just tuned in to the iDads podcast where Eric and myself, all we do is just talk all things being dads, being dudes, being weirdos, being different,
Throwing
throwing
cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers at people. That's it. And just chopping it up. And we're glad that you tuned in and you've been listening. And we hope that you continue to listen and hit that subscribe button.
And wash your hands.
And yeah, for Pete's sakes, wash your hands, please. It's COVID. It's 2021, people. Wash
Just
them
have to watch
hands.
them.
There's no excuse anymore. Like, wash them. Even for me, I don't have an excuse anymore. Except
Matt,
for
I'm
I
not
live
going
in
to
a
the bathroom with you.
except for
I
I
want
live
you
in
to
a
be peeing.
house. I live in a house where when we run out of soap, we just put a little more water in it, and that'll get rid of all the germs sometimes. No. So, hey, you've listened to the iDads podcast. Wash your hands, you filthy, filthy animals. Don't do it anymore.
Wash your hands.
And hit that subscribe button. iDads podcast. We out.